Hey friends, it's Missy with the Thermoweb design team, and this week over on the Thermoweb blog we are celebrating pets. And so I'm excited because I just took a couple pictures of our cat last week. This is Michael Myers, and he was just being a lazy bum in the garage because it was so hot outside, and he likes to lay up against the cold concrete wall in the garage. And he was stretching and tossing and turning, and you know, it's hard life being a cat. Anyway, he looked cute, so those are the pictures that I'm going to scrap, and I decided to go with, at this point, a gray and white sort of color scheme. And so I pulled out some of my older American Crafts goodies. I believe these are from Sketchbook and Plus One, I think. They're several years old, but I love them so much, and I do pull them out from time to time. And I got this circle square cut file from the Silhouette store, and I just wanted a random shape on the background. This is going to be a mixed media layout, and I just wanted to get something on this white paper to give me a starting point. And I like the fact that it's a striped paper, so it looks kind of, you know, not perfect. So I'm going to pull out a couple things here from Gina K Designs and show you some new things that are new to me. I haven't used them in a video yet. I'm going to start out with some of her fancy foils, and I'm going to use the blue, and it's called Turquoise Sea. These are called foil mates, and you do need a laminator for this, and basically it gives you a shape on some cardstock, and you run it through with the foil on top through your laminator, and the heat makes the foil stick to the shape. And there's a bunch of different shapes available. I just have the dots, and this is called Polka Party. And so now instead of black, I have shiny turquoise dots. And it's hard to see in this light, but I promise you they are beautiful. So I'm going to start with a blue and green background here. Since I used the blue foil, it kind of inspired me to go with a bluish, greenish, and gray color scheme. And I kind of wanted to keep this on the masculine side because of the cat. And I'm going to take the mixed media adhesive. This is very strong glue. It's really, really awesome. And glue down some spots on these circles. And I wish I would have glued the whole thing down because I'm going to come over this with my hand and some clear gesso. And yeah, I should have known that I would smudge some of the circles because they're so thin and flimsy and all of them weren't glued down. But I just have to be really careful, and I'm just smudging this on with my hand to sort of prepare the cardstock for the ink sprays and the mixed media things that I'm about to use. So here's another green paper. I love this green. This is from Sketchbook, American Crafts, and I don't even know how many years old this is, 3 or 4. And I'm going to try to match the green, and so I'm using some of my shimmer sprays. I've got a turquoise blue, an aqua color, and then like a lime green color, and I'm just kind of mixing and matching. And at this point I'm just getting some paint on the background that's going to be able to show around the photos because I'm going to situate those over on the left. And like always, when I make a mixed media background like this, you know, things are going to get covered up. The background is going to get covered up in certain spots. So it's important when you start to apply your paint like this, you know, bring your photos back over and put them where you want them so you can see what's covered up and if you need to add more. Because sometimes it feels like you've added a lot, but then when you add your photos on it, it really doesn't look like that much. And so, you know, bring them over from time to time and see what it looks like. So this is another Sketchbook paper, and it's a really pretty blue. And so I'm going to mat one photo with blue and one photo with a green color. And then I'm going to be bringing in the foils here soon. And that is a Thermoweb tape runner also very strong tape. So now I'm trying to decide, what do I want to do with these shiny dots? And it totally changes the look of it if you put vellum on top of it. It makes the color brighter, but it does take away some of the shine. These circles are from another piece of paper. I believe that's from Studio Calico, and I had previously punched those out for something else, and I'm going to use those. And I also decided to punch circles out of the foil mate, and so I just punched 3 circles out, and they look black still because my light is so bright, but later on when I move the page and show you the close-ups, you'll be able to see how pretty the blue is. Now I'm going to add some foam behind my photos. This is a Thermoweb brand of foam. It's called 3D foam strips, and there's 8 strips in a pack. And I don't know if you know this, but Thermoweb has a lot of different types of adhesives, foams, glue dots, liquid glue, tape runner. They have all kinds of different ways of sticking things down, and it's all very strong, very high quality. Now this was the sheet of foil that I pulled off of that dotted foil mate, and I just love how it looked, and so I'm going to cut circles out of it and use that on my layout as well. So it's going to add even some more shine and some more dots, because I guess at this point I'm going with a circle theme. I really wasn't even planning on going with a circle theme, but sometimes when I don't have a strong design idea in mind, circles are a go-to. They work all the time, you know, and it's something that I never really get sick of. I think it always turns out well, and it's easy to kind of place them around the page and just create different designs with it. Now off camera, before I glued everything down, I did a little bit of machine stitching around the square of circles, and I just used some silver metallic thread since I've got lots of shine going on with the foil. And then I also did a straight stitch through each of those blue foiled circles. Now I'm going to add some thread just for some extra texture and pops of color. I've got the matching greens and blues, and I'm just going to tuck that in a little bit here and there underneath the pictures. And I'm not sure at this point what my title is going to be. I know where it's going to go. It's going to be a small title, and it's going to go to the right of the top picture since I have some open spots there, or some open space. And I hope my lighting is okay for this. I was actually filming this during the eclipse, and so you guys know what happened with that. It kind of got a little dark at one point, but hopefully my lamps made up for that. So I pulled out these old glitter thickers. They're silver, and I thought, yep, this is going to be a good layout to use it since I've got a gray silvery vibe going with the shine. And I'm gonna name this layout Vicious Attack Cat, because yeah, he's not, and I'm just trying to be silly with the title, although he can kill a rat, a squirrel, a bird, a mouse, like nobody's business. So I guess in a sense he is an attack cat, but he's nice to us, but he does a very good job of keeping the rodents away. And so yeah, he's an attack cat when he needs to be. And when there's suspicious cats coming up in our yard, he will throw the beat down on them and make sure they don't come back. Yeah. But he does have a few friends that come over from time to time. Those are some Studio Calico gray stickers, little tiny ones. Hopefully I spelled vicious right. It looks wrong. Vicious. Is that right? I think it's right. I should have looked it up to make sure, but I think it's right. And those letter alpha stamps are from Crepe Paper Oasis. Those are still fairly new. That was some gray Heidi Swap Color Shine in tinsel. And then this is a sticker that I got from a random pack of Me and My Big Ideas from Michaels. And it just says Sidekick. And I mainly used it because it's the perfect blue color it matches, and he is our little sidekick. That's a flare for buttons, flare a button over on the right, and it just matched, and I liked the way it looked. And so I'm going to add some green thread under that and stick it down. And again, I'm going to use the mixed media adhesive, very awesome glue. I went back through my American Crafts stash and found some more goodies that match. That green color was very popular back in these collections, and so I thought, this is a perfect chance to use some of them up. And so I'm going to stick in that green doily die cut, and I'm going to use this clear sticker that I've only got half left. And that's another good tip, is if you have a big embellishment like that and you're only going to visually see half of it, cut it in half and only use the half you're going to see. I did that whenever I used the other half on another layout, and so now I have this half to use. And I used You Are Funny because it matched, and he is funny. He was just stretching around like it was just funny. He was making all kinds of crazy little movements. Silly cat. This is from a, I think, polka dot party paper. It's a paper full of cameras, and I'm just going to fussy cut one out and tuck it in there to create that little cluster. Well, it's not a little cluster. I guess it's more of a bigger cluster, but last thing I'm going to do, or one of the last things I'm going to do, is add in some journaling, and then I'm going to add the date stamp. And I do add some black splatters. And I think that's going to wrap it up. Hopefully you'll be able to see how everything shines in the final pictures. I try to get the final picture in the light where you can really see the blue shine on some of those. Sometimes it's difficult depending on the time of day and where the sun is, but I did my best so you could see all the awesome shine on the white circles and the shiny blue circles. There you go. You can see it there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.